All right, what is up, MFC fans? It's your boy, a classy astronaut, on the mic once again to bring you a recap of MFC's most previous week of fights. Last Saturday, we had MFC 10, commentated by myself, along with Batman for the first half of fights, and the second half of the fights, I had Dios in the booth with me, with a couple fights by myself in the middle. It was an exciting event, guys. I mean, we put out that this was a big event for us, and you guys showed up. For the first time since my involvement in the MFC, we had every single fight end with a knockout, which is pretty exciting, guys. This is a really exciting fight card. I mean, we can jump right into the first one. It was TLS Prince using Poetan versus Jay, who was using the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman. It was an exciting fight. It was a solid fight. So Jay comes in hot right away, but Prince goes back with a flying knee, and Jay does not let up on the pressure. Prince hurts Jay with a left hook to the body, and Prince's controller dies. I told everyone while I was in the booth, good job on Jay for maintaining a respectful approach with this, because I would have teed off on Prince again, my knockout. But nonetheless, Prince comes back and they go right back at it. So I was interested by this. It seemed like Prince kept opening up while Jay was throwing combos. I think maybe he was trying to squeeze in a counter in there, but I think it was a lack of patience. And he kept getting caught because of that. Kept dropping his hands, going to throw a punch, and he gets caught by a hook or whatever it may be. Jay was working Prince's head health pretty early and is able to land a knockdown to end round one. Prince is ridiculously hurt in round two, taking shots to the head and not really protecting his body at all. Again, I think he was opening himself up a little too early, always trying to get those counters in, which then ends himself getting knocked down again in round two. Prince goes for a spinning back kick to the body, and then Jay dodges it, then lands a combo ending with a left hook. Jay kept landing that left hook all fight, and like poetry, the left hook that just kept on landing ends up knocking out Prince in round two. Oni Jay was the winner. Prince isn't bad by any means, but I think he's making silly mistakes. Like I said, I think he kept opening up, trying to get a counter in there against Jay. And maybe he just didn't expect Jay to keep throwing long combos, and he didn't expect that fourth or fifth punch to come in. But, it happens. If my recommendation to Prince is, if that is an attempt to get a counter in, work that head movement, man. Work that movement in there, whether it's the head or the feet. Make the space that you need so you can get the strikes in that you want. But it can't always go our way. Oni Jay gets his first win in the MFC. Oni Jay is now 1-1. Good fight, guys. Congratulations to Oni Jay. Our next fight was a knockout of the night winner. What a great fight this one was. The favorite going in, while he is not a fan favorite, 6ang was definitely predicted to have a better outcome. But nonetheless, 6ang hurts Heisey with a round kick to the head right out the gate. Heisey returns the favor with a head kick of his own, and Heisey hurts Ilya with a brutal punch combo, but Ilya defends against the flying knee that Heisey tried to squeeze in there. Heisey stuffs a takedown, but Ilya gets him down on a second attempt. 6ang goes for an armbar from the mount, but it gets defended, and 6ang forces a desperate escape from the triangle choke that he ties in after. So Heisey's in a bad spot. I mean, metaphorically speaking, he's on his back foot. He's out of his one chance. His get out of jail free card is gone. And 6ang's in definitely a better spot now. They managed to get up, and then this is where things get tricky. 6ang goes for a left uppercut, but Heisey dodges it and goes into his own left uppercut, followed by a brutal right overhand, and Ilya defends the flying knee again while he's hurt. 6ang goes for a takedown after getting hurt, after getting beat up right here, after 6ang's in a winning position. Gotten the submission in. He's been able to get a health event in. He's in the winning position. But Heisey hurts him this one time. Sixang is winning this fight. Sixang goes for the takedown after getting hurt, which is stupid. His health is still down. In round 1, Sixang falls to 0-2. No wins in MFC, and Heisey comes back 1-1, tying up his record. Knockout of the night for Heisey using Max Holloway. Congratulations. Excellent win. Very good job. On to our next fight. We have Classy Astronaut using Moreno versus B3 Big E using Davison Figueiredo. Yeah, we all saw the fight. It was a pretty brutal beatdown. I was able to stay alive. I had some good footwork, had some good head movement, but between the lack of skill on myself, and I'm not a fan of Moreno's boxing, Big E really put the hurt on me. I was able to show a flash of hope with a takedown at the end of round 1, which I was kind of mad at myself for even throwing, because then I gave up that I might go for the ground. But I still got the second takedown in round 2. I went in top mount. I was landing powerful strikes, and honestly, I mean, I don't know how that fight could have gone, but I need to give the people a good fight. I'm not a fan of the ground game, so I got up, and very swiftly, Big E knocked me down, got on top, and finished me. Second round knockout. I fall to 2-5, and Big E rises to 2-0, and I believe 6th on the Xbox Power Rankings. Congratulations, Big E. Still the GOAT. All love. This takes us to our next fight. CPI using Tom Aspinall versus HN, making his MFC debut in our big event using Stefan Struve. Now, this was not what any of us were expecting. It was a pretty one-sided fight, which is crazy to say given that HN really had a damn near perfect performance. So here's the thing. If you know how Stefan Struve works, his striking stats aren't terrible. He's a 3.5-star fighter. He has no ground game. He has no health. So the only way you can use Stefan Struve is using his fucking giant reach and size to your advantage and managing to not get hurt at once, which HN created a textbook definition of how to do with Stefan Struve. He was able to put the hurt on CPI without really getting touched himself. Eventually, what you see is HN just utilizing that reach, that size advantage, and just knocking down Aspinall in a brutal combination of punches, and then getting up on him on the cage and finishing him against the cage in round 3 with a knockout. HN rises to 1-0 on his debut, and CPI falls to 0-2 after his previous fight, losing the submission to K1BXM. CPI has not been getting the luckiest with his matchups. I think he deserves a couple of less qualified matchups to maybe be able to prove that he is not, he's not deserving of that 0-2. But we'll see what the future holds for him in the MFC. Our next fight is Optiflies versus Rush. Optiflies was using Robbie Lawler, and Rush was using Usman. This was my fight of the night, runner-up. An excellent fight. Optiflies making his debut, 2 debuts back to back. Round 1 was so close, swinging and banging, lots of damage from Lawler, but 2 takedowns for Rush. So Optiflies is winning in every boxing exchange at the beginning of round 2, but Rush lands a beautiful roundhouse to the head for a knockdown. Drops Lawler again with a left hook, and then gets Lawler into a crucifix after jumping on top, and then Usman gets another takedown after that takedown. Usman goes a knee on belly and lands brutal strikes. Usman getting lots of control time from inside of Lawler's full guard. Rush gets a probable 10-8 round 2. Optiflies lands a health event at start of round 3. But Lawler then stuffs a takedown and rocks Usman again. Usman hurts Lawler, then knocks him down and finishes him against the cage with a brutal and seemingly endless boxing combination. Winner is Rush. Round 3 knockout. Rush rises to 1-1 after a loss by submission to U Sloper last fight. and Optiflies rises to 0-1 off his debut. Great fight, guys. Like I said, it was a very back and forth fight. I could have gone either way, but Rush was able to make it happen. Love to see it. Great fight, guys. Congratulations, Rush. On to our next fight. Amazon using Max Holloway versus Fairs, also known as Backstep, using Conor McGregor. So, this won our fight of the night for MFC 10. And boy, did they deserve it. Fairs hurts Amazon halfway through round 1. Both start the fight, trading shots with a big cut on Holloway's eye early in the fight. Holloway hurts McGregor, then knocks down McGregor with an uppercut and takes top control. McGregor flips positions, then the round ends. McGregor comes back out in round 2 with a counter hook, and then Amazon returns fire and knocks down Fair/Backstep, who flips positions and takes top mount after Max jumps on him. Fairs is sitting there holding that top mount, landing nasty ground and pound strikes. But eventually they get up and Max is in a bad spot. Half of his stamina is remaining. He's got some bad cuts. He's hurt bad. But Amazon goes for a flashy kick and gets himself hurt 3 more times before landing a counter hook on Fairs. He took 3 different health events. Fairs was letting it loose on him. But then Amazon pulls it out of the fire, lands a counter hook to knock him down, jumps on top, and lands some very precise ground and pound, not missing a strike to get the round 2 knockout. Come back, round 2 finish. Amazon is our winner with Max Holloway, rises into 2-2 and knocks Fairs down to 1-3. Again, I gotta correct myself. I keep calling him Fairs. He wants to be called Backstep from now on. I'll have to get that right at some point, but I know him as Fairs. I'll have to get used to it. My fault, Backstep. Nonetheless, Amazon, round 2 knockout, fight of the night winner. Congrats to both of you guys, and congrats again to Amazon for the win. Our next fight was meant to be Batman versus MBK Dexter, but the fight disconnected after round 1. We call it a no contest, and we move on to the next fight, which is Monster using John Jones versus Mix-Ups using Alex Poetan Pereira. So the fight started off round 1, very technical, back and forth, a takedown from Monster. What you'd expect a Pereira versus John Jones fight to look like. I don't know where the fuck it went. The fight after this turns into a flying knee fest. Anybody that watched it heard me freaking out. The fight was a fucking mess. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't take my eyes away, but I couldn't watch any longer. It was very, very messy. So in round 2, Jones eventually lands you're going to hear this number right, a 7th flying knee attempt and knocks down Mix-Ups.
He knocks him down.
Hurts Mix-Up with his 8th flying knee after they get back up. Poetan knocks him down with a left hook in round 2. A 9th flying knee is attempted. Jones goes for a takedown. 10th flying knee is attempted to start out round 3 after they end round 2. Mix-Ups lands a right hook to hurt him after the flying knee. Monster lands another fucking flying knee. We're at 11 so far. Mix-Up lands a brutal kickboxing combo to knock down Jones. He lets Jones up. Jones goes for another flying knee, but Mix-Ups finally manages to dodge one of these flying knees, hits him with the elbow, knocks him down, lets him up, and then returns the favor. Uno reverse card, flying knee in the Monster's dome piece, and knocks him out with a round 3 knockout for Mix-Ups. That fight was fucking weird, guys. I don't really have anything else to say about it. We move on to our next fight. MVP Charles Oliveira versus using Tom Aspinall versus D. Jessen using Danielle Cormier. So D. Jessen has been a dog, but Charles Oliveira has proven to be a fucking dominant contender. He has just fought for the title against Strickland and lost, but he is still 5-2, and D. Jessen came into this fight at 3-2. So the fight starts with a takedown from D. Jessen, but probably wasn't his best idea. He might have been better off trying to fight inside the pocket against Tom Aspinall. I'm really not sure. I don't think it was a good pick against Tom Aspinall. And, you know, I think Charles Oliveira was most likely going to make it work either way. Not that D. Jessen is bad, but Charles has proven to just be that guy. So takedown works, lands it, gets it, but very quickly does this turn into Charles' favor after a bit of control time from DC. D. Jessen goes for a rear naked choke attempt, and Charles ends up in his half guard, in his half guard, then full guard of D. Jessen. Quickly, Charles postures up in top mount, and ultimately, after a bit of struggle, a bit of back and forth, round 1, knockout. Charles lands a brutal bow from the top while coming down on top of D. Jessen and wins with a knockout. Round 1, knockout, dominant performance. Charles Oliveira rising to 5-2 and D. Jessen falling to 3-3. Charles looks like he may be a good contender for the title again, this time attempting to take it from B3 I'm the GOAT after a loss to Strictly for the title previously. You know, Charles has really proven that he deserves to be up there in those rankings, you know. Always going to be number one or two until somebody else can really rise to the occasion and knock him down a peg. Great win for Charles Oliveira. Congratulations. Next fight is Create using Yair Rodriguez versus Draco, coming in with our featherweight Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Right out the gate, these guys are trading, just swinging and banging. Draco knocks down Create in round 2 after a pretty even round 1. Draco lands a nasty overhand to knock down Create and takes the mount position and fights for full control and lands a brutal ground and pound combo and ends with an elbow coming down from the top mount. Very similar to the previous fight with the finish. We saw 2 back-to-back ground and pound finishes that ended with the elbow coming down as they fall out of the postured up position. So here's my advice. Create, you did a great job, no doubt about it. But Dustin is a known boxer and has a great chin. I think you could have done more using Yair's, I think like 98 or 99 speed kicks. You know, I think you could have done more work in that range and hurting Dustin's body health, leg health, even head health, depending on how you get those combos, and using that range. You know, throwing in the jabs, the straights. Look, come in for a cross or whatever, and then maybe do a spinning back kick or little fucking teep kick, create the range again, roundhouse to the body, little kick to the leg, whatever you gotta do. Use that range, use those kicks about here. That's my advice to everybody. Listen, I'm not the best, but I know how to do it. I just can't make it happen, you know what I'm saying? Yair definitely uses range against somebody like Dustin. But it was a good fight nonetheless. Draco, round 2, knockout. Create falls to 3-3, and Draco rises to 3-2. Congratulations, Draco, with that wonderful win using Dustin Poirier. Our next fight is Franco, UFC using Figgy versus Batman using Sugar Sean O'Malley. Listen, this was a pretty dominant fight. I mean, definitely contender for performance of the night. Batman comes out and uses range to his advantage all of round 1, hurts Franco at the end of round 1, maintains range and accuracy all of round 2, causes body health events, and then hurts him again. Batman started trying to get some flashy knockouts. He's going for some flying roundhouse kicks, spinning heel kicks, spinning back kicks, flying knees. He's going for everything to try and finish it. Franco's managing to stay up, but lands a jumping spin kick to the head to knock down Franco. Batman stuffs a takedown, then pressures Franco, lands a spinning heel kick to the head to knock down Franco. Batman at the end of round 2 starts shuffling and showboating. Franco gets a takedown to start round 3, but Batman gets up and lands a roundhouse and spinning back kick to the body, causing a health event to the body against Franco. Sugar knocks him down with a punch to the body. Front kick then hurts Franco after he gets up. Franco manages another 2 takedowns, but he uses all of his stamina to get done. Batman's had enough. He's tired of trying to fight these takedowns. He's tired of trying to get something flashy. It's time to end it. Sugar manages to land 2 uppercuts, knocking him down with each uppercut, and on the second one, jumping on top to finish with the ground and pound. 3 ground and pound finishes in a row this fight night. Batman, congratulations on your round 3 knockout, rising to 2-0 and rising in the rankings. Franco falls to 3-4. Congratulations, Batman. I do believe you did win performance of the night for that one. So good shit, coming out and putting on a show after not so happy with how your first fight was received against, was it Mix-Ups? I can't remember. But nonetheless, great fight. Number 1 contender PlayStation fight is Rex Blaze using Islam versus Abstract using Charles. Listen, this fight was actually a pretty good fight, well-rounded. You had stand-up, you had wrestling, both of them showing why they are the best at what they do. But the fight ends in a no contest. There was a weird glitch. That shit had me dying. Very weird glitch with them. We had to call a no contest. Abstract was seeming to be proving to be the winner on the feet. However, Rex Blaze was winning on the ground, like, convincingly. So at the end there, I believe Rex Blaze did force a desperate escape against Abstract and then still maintained a very good position. They were getting up when the fight glitched out, so it could have gone either way. Technically, neither of them were necessarily absurdly hurt. We won't affect their records. However, Rex Blaze is in the favorable movement with the rankings, with the best chance to receive a PlayStation title shot, whereas Abstract is looking like he's going to be set up to fight the loser of the title fight, or at least fight a high-ranking opponent. Neither of them gets affected on their records, but we don't have an official winner for this fight. Good fight nonetheless. Sad that we couldn't see the end of it. This takes us right into our championship fight, guys. And a winner of the knockout of the night here. It was a pretty dominant fight, I can't lie. Goat comes out, catching Robbie with everything he can, and then knocks him down, makes BXM fall with a body kick, then takes side control and lands several elbows to the head of Lawler. BXM hurts Goat with the 3-piece hook combination, knocks down Lawler with a lead uppercut, then knocks him down again. Goat is hitting him with every level of strikes he can. It is a brutal in this fight. Leon jumps on top and forces a desperate escape with an armbar attempt. Leon hurts BXM to the body, then lands with a hook to knock him down to end round 1. Round 2 starts with Goat landing 2 body health events, then knocking him down. Goat manages multiple health events and knockdowns, lets K1 BXM get up again and die a warrior's death, landing a flying knee to knock him out. In round 2, knockout of the night for the PlayStation division. Goat, congratulations. Beautiful win with Leon Rocky Edwards against Robbie Lawler. What a great way to defend the title. And, you know, that takes us to our next event, MFC 11, with the end of MFC 10 with that beautiful flying knee. What does the future hold? And at this point, the fight card for MFC 11 has been released. We can look that over right now and talk about it a bit. So, what we got in the Xbox division is a fight that should have happened last week, but B3 Maximus defending his title against Rat Cuz You Mad. Maximus will be 4-1, with Rat Cuz You Mad being 3-0. Both of them are great fighters, both in the stand-up and the ground game. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Rat has been dominant in every single one of his performances, and so has Maximus. So we'll see how this goes. You'll see mix-ups versus Batman, Big E versus Rush, Mad Dog versus Dexter on his, hopefully actually makes his debut this time. It doesn't have a weird glitch that weirdly lags him out at the end of round 1. You'll see, for the PlayStation division, we are not going to see a title fight this week. You'll see I'm the Goat is taking a week off. But seeing as Charles is fighting Draco Banga, once again acting as gatekeeper for the up-and-coming fighters to decide if they deserve a title shot or not. You'll also see Abstract also working as a gatekeeper against D. Jessen. Abstract and Charles Oliveira looking to maintain their dominance over the PlayStation division and showing why they are at the top of the top. You're going to see K1 BXM, after losing the title, is going to try to fight Amazon, and both of them are going to be fighting for a high up spot in the ranking, seeing as they have both been putting on performances but not being able to rise to the occasion against their higher ranked opponents. Seeing as all those guys are fighting, there's only one option left for the title, and that'll be B3 I'm the Goat versus KBE Rex Blaze. I'm excited to see how that goes. Both of those guys have proven to be very well-rounded fighters. The only loss that I'm the Goat has is to the previous champion Strictly, who is now retired. So effectively, there's nobody around that has beaten either of these fighters that are going to be fighting for the title. Who will win? I'm really not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards Goat, but I've definitely seen Rex Blaze put them in their place and show that he is the better fighter. So we'll see how that goes. Got a lot of exciting fights coming up. People like K1 Kahan and HNS Fresh, after having dominant performances previously, are going to be coming back again to improve their 1-0 records. Duff Cola has made himself out of the prelims, or out of the unaired card, into the prelims, and he'll be making a live debut. A lot of good fights coming up. I'm definitely excited to see where we can go with this. Classy Astronaut cannot make his fight this week, neither could his opponent. So that fight will be replaced with, I believe, US Sloper versus Headshot, which I think will be a better fight for you guys anyways. Definitely some good fighters with that one. You can see people like MBK Nightmares, otherwise known as MBK Mazzy, making their debut. Gcarte coming back. He's going to be fighting Monkey. I'm excited to see how that will go. And then Franco UFC getting his 6-Ang fight that he's always wanted. Again, lots of good fights coming up with MFC 11. I'm excited, so excited to see how this goes. And it'll be a good card. I'm not sure who's going to be commentating. I won't be able to make it, sadly. So I believe we only got 2 weeks left of MFC. So you'll see on the 18th our MFC 11 event, and then on the 25th of May will be our MFC 12 event. And to my understanding, we will be taking the next week, which is June 1st or 2nd, off. Come June 8th or 9th, we will have our MFC Season 2 debut, and I will be attempting to make myself available for that and hopefully commentate and perform for whatever we got going on, whatever Marcus cooks up for you guys, whatever fights Dio sets up. I will be attempting to make myself available for that. Sadly, cannot be available for MFC 11 or MFC 12. I know our MFC staff will make the card and the event very enjoyable for all of you guys. I'm excited to see all of you guys come out here and put on fucking performances, as you always do. Tune in Saturday, May 18th, same time as always, for MFC 11, featuring plenty of fights that will keep you guys quenched on your full violence thirst. If you're fighting, come out and put on a show. If you're watching, enjoy, leave comments in the section, and give love to all the MFC staff that have put this event together. Give love to all the fighters that have put on performances for you guys. And as always, guys, tune into the fights, tune into the chat, tune into the Discord, and keep it fucking classy. Appreciate it, guys.